Hey everyone, this is Cresso. Hey, in this clip I'm going to talk about my ayahuasca experience. Actually, I'm going to combine both of my experiences I had recently. And then I just need to express some feelings I had this morning. I was driving. But, man, I'm going to start off with my first, the first experience of my ayahuasca. Now, from the clip that I made previously of my ayahuasca experience, I only pour like a small amount, okay, on the cups. I didn't drink a full cup or half a cup. I just bought like less than a quarter. So I did it again, and this is interesting third eye visual, closed eye visual, matter of fact. Now, my first experience I had, this was days ago. I just didn't get around to do this clip days ago. But anyway, my first experience, I'm talking about the last one, sorry. The last experience, I was like really tired, but I drank a small portion again. And I went to bed, and it was like, wow, it's like I was starting to have these feelings again. Like, it took a while. It took maybe 20 minutes or so for the experience to kick in. And I was about to lie down. I was about to lie down on, and my friend, she was telling me that, am I feeling okay? I said, yeah, I feel okay. And, but I just felt really tired, really, really tired. But the ayahuasca experience on top of that, this is my experience overall. When it starts to kick in for me, I start to feel tired and stuff, and my neck was going like this and stuff like that. I mean, it's different. But again, I was like up all night, so I didn't really get much sleep, and on top of that, ayahuasca just made me even more tired. So when I lie down, I was seeing part of my room with my eyes closed, okay? And, the ceiling at my place is like burgundy, okay? And the images I was seeing, my third eye visual, my closed eye visual, excuse me. Well, third eye, but the closed eye visual, the room, okay, the ceiling was burgundy, and the rest of the room was like turning red. Like from the ceiling down to the wall, everything, right? It was really, I don't know, I guess I could say it was like dark red. It was like the color, and I was getting, how do I put it? I was just getting this, like, I kind of know what it was. That the wall was turning red in such a way, it's like blood, okay? That's what it was. Then the images, okay, I was lying down again. I'm lying down. So I was seeing all these things going on. Then before I know it, the room that's all red and from the ceiling down to the walls and that, everything, there was like legal documents. It's like legal documents all over the wall. Like, it was from the wall to the ceiling, like tiles. And it was like, all it was like paper stacked side by side. Like I couldn't even see the wall. The red color, it looks like liquid, but again, I knew what it was, like blood. And I'll explain in a minute what kind of blood. And it was like legal documents, again, all over the room. Okay? It's strange because I'm looking at the window doing my closed eyes visual, but I'm able to see the entire room. Now, all those legal documents that I was seeing, all that in the room, it was like a figure. It was a humanoid shape figure that was coming out from the wall. Like all those papers, it was like stacks of paper all around this being. And, I title this clip because it's exactly what it is. I described it to my friend, and she I'll give her credit about that. She called it a legal entity, and that's what it was. It was definitely a legal entity. All the paper, like all the paper is like, it followed this being, okay? And it was all attached to this figure. That's what it was. It didn't have any eyes. So I'm like, I was just looking at it. I sensed that it knew what I was, and it was walking towards me, but it stopped. And I looked at it, and it just didn't have any spirit within it. It was nothing but an entity. That's all it was, but it was a legal entity. And the blood that's on the wall and the ceiling, that represents man's blood. And that's what I got from my ayahuasca experience. And very fascinating. Apparently, this ayahuasca experience is aligned to where I'm at and the things I've been expressing to everybody in my previous clip. So I look at it that, and I was telling my friend, I was like, this ayahuasca experience was, it was like, it was just basically showing me things too. It was showing me exactly what things are in this dimension, what's going on. But just wanted to share that it definitely was meant to get something out of it and to share to share with people. It's what it is. Man's law, you see, man's law doesn't bring no peace. No matter how many ways you slice it. Man law doesn't bring any peace. That's why we have a lot of turmoil around America, for example. Not just America, but around the world. But in America, for example, that's why there's a lot of turmoil. This legal entity it feasts on man's blood. It needs you in order to operate. Because without you, that's what it was. This being came out of the wall. All those documents, it was basically it was just a humanoid figure. That's all it was. They didn't say anything. I didn't see any eyes. Maybe I saw some mouth or something, but it's like, picture a mannequin. Okay, you see in the store, but except it looked like that, but except it was filled with paper all around, and it was all legal documents. The kind of legal documents, everybody, not anything positive, but it's the kind of legal documents that you get from courts, that you get from ticketing, traffic tickets, all those things. Anything that tries to control you and put fear in you, that's what this entity represented. It didn't represent anything to do with freedom. Nothing. But it didn't have any spirit. It was nothing but a shell. But it was feeding on man's blood. It needs you. That's what I'm saying. That's why there's a lot of turmoil in humanity. And I just want to express that. Now, I think toward the end of my experience, everything changed. Like I felt like I was in a different dimension altogether. My friend of mine, she was telling me I was talking while I was having my experience. I believe I remember saying that, but she told me this, that I said, okay, while I was sleeping, because even though I'm seeing stuff and I'm sleeping, okay. She said that the ayahuasca, the experience is about a ceremony, or maybe I put in my own words. It was like a celebration. It was a celebration that the spirit within beings, okay, the spirit within beings, rising up, whether through the body, out of the body, or just rising up, and just it's a celebration of movement, or I could say moving forward. Okay, that's what it's about to me. So, that's it. It wasn't that long of an experience. It was, again, I only drank like a small amount of, I drink 2 different brews, but it was only a small amount. It was amazing how I'm able to get this fascinating experience. Yeah, it's definitely aligned to where I'm at. Stuff that I've been sharing. This wasn't no accident. It was an ayahuasca experience / lucid dreaming, or however you want to call it. But I just want to share this with you. For everybody to have an open mind and take it in what I'm saying. But yeah, man's law. You see it yourself every day, everybody. For every one of you out there that getting traffic tickets and deal with courts, and you know how the whole thing is corrupted, you are well enough to know, well, like I said, you're intelligent, everybody, to know that the system in America is so corrupted. But it's a work of our own doing. It's not anything that runs its course and we can't do anything about it. Of course we could do a lot about it. I mean, life is not limited. Life is all about expansion. That's exactly what consciousness is. And I sense this legal entity stop, because I felt, while I was having my experience, I felt that I represented something that it felt it couldn't go forward towards me. It just stopped and looked at me. And I always tell you, everyone, I know who I am. I'm not afraid. Life is about change. Some things that we look in our life and stuff that we deal with in our lives, our personal life, and around the country, we feel like there's nothing we could do, and we'll run around like chicken without a head, or like sheeps, whatever. And we do this, and it's by choice, and everything's possible, and I just I'm really glad I'm able to share this. It's that's what consciousness is, sometimes we get caught into some things that we get caught into certain things that's not really helpful for us. But, everything's lessons, everything lessons about this life on earth. But, it's always good to always tell yourself that you're source of life, because that's what we are. We're going through, each and every one of us going through our experience. But ayahuasca is just a tool that's designed for us. Okay. I just want to share my next experience now. Now, this one is very short. Very, very short. I've been meditating. I don't remember. I could just tell you the images, what I saw, and what things was to me. Or let me just get to it. This was actually 2 days ago. Okay. Same amount. Okay. And I was really tired because, I'm up all night. I do different things, and I didn't want to take it because I said, let me take another time. But I said, let me just take it. So I pour 2 small cups, and it took maybe 20 minutes or so, and I was starting to feel like I felt a presence within me. I felt it, and so I went to bed, and I closed my eyes. Again, I had another a third eye visual, closed eye visual, excuse me. And it's amazing because you're literally looking at a window. Okay. It's like a window from a entirely different dimension. So as I lie down and I'm looking towards the window, all right, I was seeing some sort of, I saw like a craft, some sort of, I don't want to say a station, but like a spaceship or something that's already on the ground. And it had legs, like a landing gear, something like that. And I kept circling around it. Part of me want to say, when I was having this experience, my mind was like going different places. Like I wanted to curse at it and say this must be some effing NASA space crap junk, but it wasn't. The visual was become more clear. I got more clarity with the visuals and everything. So I kept circling around it. It was like a metal. It was like very bulky. It had different sharp edges in it. I don't know what it was, but it had like different antennas, but it was very it was like, the color was like, it was like silver, and it was like darker, but like everything was like silver, or maybe I could say like chrome. How do I put it? Oh man, it had like a metallic look. I mean, there was no lights. It was just on the ground. So I kept circling around on it, like as if I was like circling around it, and everything started going faster and faster and faster and faster, and I was able to talk. Actually, I was able to talk while I was having my third eye visual to my friend. I was telling her that I was giving the best I can a description about what I'm looking at while my eyes are closed. And she just kept listening. So then the next part, I saw what it, like apparently I probably was an orb, or obviously a spirit. You know, spirits and orbs are very kind of like the same. But I was like floating up. I couldn't see myself, but I saw this being. It had like a suit, like it had like a mask, like it's all covered. It had like a suit. Let me just put it this way. It looked like something that you see from comic books. All right. It looked like one of those robotic type beings, but it wasn't robotic. It just had a suit. The eyes was like real, like this, the eyes like that. And, but it was like lens, but it was like, it had like a mask. Maybe I could say like a ski mask, but it had like eyes are real big like that. And the color of the whole suit was black or dark, like really incredibly dark blue. And wind up is, I don't remember what it was saying. I'm sorry. I did my best to meditate what it was saying, but it showed me, it has something in its hand. It showed me something, and it was pointing down in the ground, or whatever it was. And you know what? That being that I was talking to was me. It was me from an alternate reality altogether. And the reason why I say that, because it talked to me or has some connection with it, like telepathy wise, you know, and it was me. I'm like, wow, that was it. It was talking to me. Sorry, I was like really thinking about so hard. I'm like, man, why can't I remember what he was saying? But yeah, obviously I was in some sort of spacesuit. Maybe I could have called that, but I was able to fly. I didn't have any rocket packet or anything like that. I was just able to float, like I'm floating in the air, and I was with myself. But yeah, it's amazing. I think this would be the total from last year. I think this would be like the 7th time I've seen myself, either an alternate version of myself from a different dimension, or this kind of get a little tricky, or I saw myself. Well, I am the observer now, okay? I seen myself reincarnated into another human experience. Like this, it's like, man, this conversation, this topic is so fun to talk about. I really want to do a long clip about this, but there's so many alternate realities of yourselves. I mean, it's all tied into source of life anyway, but all I'm trying to say that there's really no number to myself. I could be a robotic version. I could be whatever type of flesh type humanoid being. And the only way I can know I mean, again, I know it gets complicated when we talk about source of life and individuality, all that. Consciousness, this is my take on it. Consciousness breaks itself down as individuals, but overall, consciousness is like, consciousness is like the parent company. I hate to say it like this, like a corporate. Consciousness is not a corporation, but to make it easier to explain, is like consciousness would divide itself into so many different versions of the self, but it has an individual, it has like a personality of that individual being, but it's still consciousness. You see, consciousness doesn't have any rules, so I don't want to try to make it complicated and heady and like there's some sort of limit to consciousness. No, when I say there's no limits and there's no rules, there's no limits and there's no rules. It's the self. So Just want to put it that way. And again, I was able to connect with that other crystal from a different dimension. But it was saying something. It was trying to pass a message to me. I just can't remember at the moment. Maybe it's not meant to be at the moment. It's cool. You know, I'm not going to stress about it. I did for a moment, but I decided to drop it. But I still wanted to share it to everybody. So, now this is my feeling I had before I close out, okay? I was just driving, you know, this morning or before I parked, and I'm just getting some information about America, you know, getting some insights about what goes on, and it's just about people, about how many people going through so many things and being debt slaves or work slaves and stuff, working, and you have 2 jobs and you feel miserable. And then we got so much stuff going on in this world. It's like, yeah, I know it's suggested to be corrupted and everything, the corruption and all that. Let me ask you this, everybody. Did you ever felt like, I'm talking to a few people that feel like they don't belong here, like, what the heck? But I'm just wanted to add a little bit that you ever like had a moment that you're driving, you're walking, or maybe you sit somewhere in your house and you just had this unusual perspective about humans. And that's how I felt. I mean, you ever felt that, again, like I said a minute ago, like you don't belong here. It's like, what the hell is this place? And I was talking to myself. I'm like, man, this is crazy. And I was looking at the human race as if, like, what the heck? Like, I'm looking at the human race, but I'm looking at the personality, the energy. I'm not saying everybody, but it's a good number of people. And to stop the activity, the crazy activity that's going on in this world, I'm like, man, this is crazy. Wow, what the heck is that? And you see people, you know, you drive and you drive in the morning, you're going home and you see rush hour, you know, I'm sorry, I have to call it what it is, everybody. You know, just, I hope ego don't get hurt. Like, everybody's rushing to work and the energy they put in it. A good majority of people in the morning are rushing to work. Let's just say everybody could be going whatever, but I'm just going to bank on a good majority of people in the morning, for example, is going to work. And I see people like rushing real fast and try to get in, and you can't let you into your own lane or whatever. They try to cut in front of you. I'm like, this is crazy. It's like work slaves. It's what it is. It's work slaves. Yeah, I work too. You know, I have different plans that I'm doing right now, but I'm just telling the energy about it. It's like, it's what it is. And I was looking at people like, I really felt, I mean, I always talk about I'm an ET reincarnating into this body, but I felt like it's like kind of like a peekaboo, or kind of like you go in, like a pop out, or pop in, whatever you want to call it. You pop in, like a thought comes in your head, and you see yourself, excuse my language, like, what the fuck I'm doing here? What the hell is this? Like, what are these people, and what are the things they're doing? And you look at their face expression, they're like zombies, or their eyes, and like their eyes are crazy and fixated on like crazy stuff, like worries and money and all those things. That's the thought I had. I'm like, I just had a perspective on a certain perspective about a lot of people. I'm like, wow, and the stuff that a lot of people go through, the corruption and all that. I'm like, this world belongs to the Twilight Zone. I don't know how to put it. It is. It's really, that's the thought. I was just talking to myself. I was like, you know, I want to add this feeling I had to this clip. I just wanted to. I know a lot of you have this feeling. Don't deny it. Don't. Put your ego aside. I have to talk to you like that, everybody. Or if you don't understand why I'm talking about this, you at a point will come to that feeling of like, what the hell is this place? And what does it mean? It's a good question. Don't beat yourself down if you ever question that. You ever ask yourself, what the hell is this? And keep in mind, everybody, You agreed to be in this world, just like I agreed to be in this world. So it's not like somebody tossed you down in some dark pit or this little blue planet. All right, we agreed to be here, okay? And after seeing how life is like literally, I can't even give a size. I mean, maybe I could say vastness, but there's so many versions of yourself. I mean, and you gonna continue living because you are infinite beings, whether you believe it or not. Only the ego thinks that you're just, well, oh, you're just mortal. You're gonna perish after that, and that's it. Please give me a break. You always been around. So, but this is what passes on. I just felt that way. I just really had a very odd perspective about people. But then I do see people making efforts to wake up. So I'm not gonna say every human being is like slow and stupid. No. If you're playing that role play to be slow and stupid, it's because you're purposely doing that for yourself. You're going through your spiritual path. Sometimes we could be critical towards each other, but we're all going through our path. And sometimes we don't understand why we're doing these certain things. Sometimes, if you don't have the answers, that is okay. Look, I don't always have the answers. And even though I say I'm source of life, and that's okay because I did it to myself. I chose to know certain things at a particular time. That's it. There is no other that we could talk about other people that's hiding the truth, that we love to tell that story. No, it's me. It's me. It's you. It's you. All right? So please get out of your five senses and see a bigger picture about what life really is. And I really feel damn good right now. I did this clip. I think I needed to hear it, and I know a lot of you will appreciate hearing the things I'm saying. So, all right, everybody. I just want to wrap it up. I will have my other ayahuasca experience. I know I've been taking ayahuasca for like 2 years, and I should have done so many clips, but I didn't. I recorded a lot of stuff on audio, but it's my other laptop, and I gotta get that taken care of. I gotta get a battery. That laptop battery's like, I can't even get it to start. So, but I'm working on drawing sketches of these characters and even alternate versions of Creso. Tell you the truth, I have to get better at drawing faces. That's always been something I needed to work on. I used to love to draw as growing up, but I definitely want to draw sketches. So I want to share my experience. I know a lot of people have ayahuasca experience, draw sketches and stuff, and I think that's really cool. With me, I want to be so precise. I mean, I know I could just draw whatever, but I want to be so precise the best I can. I want people to see or to even feel or imagine the experience I had. That's why I'm doing my best to describe it in words, so that way, at least with the words coming out of my mouth, you could actually picture what my experience was like, especially this legal entity. So it's fascinating. But all right, everybody, I'm glad I did this clip. I will be back, okay, either through an ayahuasca experience or some other topic that's in my heart. All right, everyone, have a good one. Take care.